I know you feel like you want me, and I guess in a way you do. Holding my breath, unraveling emotions. I need some space to think this through. Call me all night long. Try to give you hints and a hard to see. Right on the line, no. Losing it on you's the last thing I need. If I'm honest, I'll just make you cry. And I don't wanna fight with you. I would rather lie to you. I promise, now's not the right time. Yeah, I don't wanna fight with you. I would rather lie to you. Look away so you won't see, 'cause the pain is in my eyes. Feels like I could break it any moment and shatter your insides. If you feel my mind, call me all night long. Try to give you hints and a hard to see. Right on the line, no. Losing it on you's the last thing I need. If I'm honest, I'll just make you cry. And I don't wanna fight with you. I would rather lie to you. I promise, now's not the right time. Yeah, I don't wanna fight with you. I would rather lie to you. I would rather lie. I would rather lie. I don't wanna fight. I would rather lie to you. If I'm honest, I'll just make you cry. And I don't wanna fight with you. I would rather lie to you. Call me all night long. Try to give you hints and a hard to see. Right on the line, no. Losing it on you's the last thing I need. If I'm honest, I'll just make you cry. And I don't wanna fight with you. I would rather lie to you. I promise, now's not the right time. Yeah, I don't wanna fight with you. I would rather lie to you. I would rather lie. I would rather lie. I don't wanna fight. I would rather lie to you. If I'm honest, I'll just make you cry. Yeah, I don't wanna fight with you.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. After the Easter break, we are back with more F1 and with more SLR in Brazil. My name is CM Punk, and I'm joined, as per usual, by the great, the one, the only.
Babulas, how are you guys?
Exactly, and welcome to round 8 of season 14. As we are halfway through the season, it's time to begin the second half and slowly come down to the conclusion of who's going to be fighting for this season's championship. Of course, there's still a long way to go, but the top spots are getting ahead of everybody else. They're trying to pull away from the rest of the grid. As of right now, as we stay, Crowley Voice is leading the championship with 133 points on his account. Zoom in second, chasing him, 111 points, and then 99 points on Lepson account. So far, looking like a three-man battle for the championship. Nyko is still in the mix with 72, so everything still might go down. Ferrari leading the Constructors' Championship in the meantime. Williams hunting them down with Alpine as well, so there are plenty of fight in the Constructors' and in Drivers' Championship. So we've got plenty of things to look forward here in Brazil. Let's see who's going to come out on top this week as we head into Tier 3.
And we know that Brazil is a tricky track because
absolutely,
it has some corners that give you more grip and others that gives you they are more slippery, at least in my experience. I don't know if they fixed it.
Yeah, I mean, this track is definitely a place where you can make a ton of mistakes, so you have to be careful on every single corner. You can't trust anything or anybody, so you have to be keeping your eyes open 24/7 here in this track. So let's see who's going to make the most of it, who's going to do it the best, because we're about to head into the qualifying session.
What do you think about the championship contenders?
The championship so far is looking nice. It's looking interestingly. The best part so far is of course, the activity. We've got full grid again for the Tier 3, which is not a rare sight. We see this quite often. And we've got the Crowley Voice Championship leader here in the race. We've got Wonder Tommy, the last season Tier 3 Brazil Grand Prix winners. So there are plenty of things to look forward into. Is the Ferrari driver going to win here in the second season in a row? Is Crowley Voice going to extend his championship lead over the rest of the field? Or maybe somebody will try to hunt him down? We're going to get answers to all these questions in plenty of minutes. As of right now, let's see who's going to start the race from position number 1 as the drivers hit the track for the Brazilian Grand Prix qualifying session. And who's going to be hitting the track first? It is the Aston Martin of the user Delta Xeron. Xeron? I have no idea how to pronounce that. Let's just hope it's Delta Xeron, because I see the X mark, so maybe that's how it's supposed to be pronounced. We've got Boosted Mess on the track, plenty of other drivers as well. So let's see who's going to make the most of it on their first hot lap.
If they can hear us, I want some feedback about the quality of the stream and the sound quality.
Exactly. If you have any complaints, any issues about the video, audio quality, anything, just let us know via chat on either YouTube or Twitch. Depends on where you're watching us from all around the world. So just give us a heads up before we get into the main attraction.
On board with Ziron for the first hot lap.
Yeah, let's see what we're gonna be working with. Ziron is the first man who's gonna put the time on the board unless he makes some kind of mistake along the way, which we of course don't wish upon him. But here in Brazil, it is not hard to invalidate your lap time, so he's gonna have to be really careful on this one, because there's so many places you can actually make a mistake. And I can see plenty of traffic right ahead of him in sector 2 and 3. Hopefully he's gonna make through it quite nicely, because there's plenty of cars ahead of him, so he has to be careful. This lap is not gonna be one of the best already because of that mistake in sector 1. Surely it's gonna be needed for a delta lap at least. We know that delta laps are useful in here because there are plenty of situations where a driver can make a good lap but then just end themselves along the way. Now see him passing that I believe Alfa Romeo as he hits the final straight around the final corner in sector 3. Nice and tidy onto the main straight. And which time is this going to be? Delta Xeron with 1.9244. Not bad, not good. Let's see how other drivers will compare into that, who's gonna counter for that, and still waiting. Who's gonna hit the finish line first? I wonder. I'm checking out who's gonna be second on the finish line. There is an Alpine coming to the finish line. Is he on the fast lap? Yes, he is. That is Wesley who goes P1 at the moment, 1.9157. So there's an improvement, and here comes Boosted Mess, P3. Ooh, Boosted Mess, 1.9 almost 7. So boosted with not the best time possible, of course. Plenty to improve. Webson.
I was expecting that, to be honest.
Yeah, with 1.8259. Ooh, and Antap P3. Then we got Skintoni P6. A harsh time for Mercedes. Inferno Koi P8. Piggy goes P2, right behind Lapson. Querke P4. Naiku P2. So plenty of drivers coming close to the top. Wonder Tommy only P11 at the moment. So maybe some kind of mistake was there along the way. Tilde goes P6. Vertier stays on the bottom, P14, and the rest of the boys are either coming to the pits or still working on their laps. We've got another
I'm watching Growly Voice because he's the championship leader right now, and I want to see if he will manage to take the pole position on this track. He's a Greek, so you know.
Hey yo, he's a Greek, so he should be great in Brazil. You know. You know, it's a common fact that Greeks are great in Brazil. If you don't know that, just go on Wikipedia and just see into the Greek history. You will see that Greeks are wonderful in Brazil, as all people know. Anyway, Crowley Voice on about to finish his outlap, so let's see what he can show us. So far, 15 drivers made their hot laps. Oh, he's gonna have to let everybody through, as they're still working on their quick laps, and we've got some times on the board. Vat Size goes P9.
The two McLarens 4 and 5.
Yeah, McLarens are looking really good right now. Looking good, I have to admit. And again, Lapson is untouched so far, but we've still got at least 4 drivers to put time on the board. Let's see what Crowley Voice can do.
Starting is gone.
Yep, and let's see what he can show us with his first hot lap, and ever left the session, and that was in the pits, so I have to wonder what happened there, because he had plenty of time to improve. Something must have gone wrong with the Williams driver as he leaves the session. Maybe he just got DNF'd. Not enough time on the board. It's Zoom P2. Yeah, probably Zoom goes P2. Wow, I mean, great time from Williams. So, let's see what Crowley Voice can give us from his first hot lap, as he's about to round up the second sector of the Brazilian Grand Prix qualification hot lap. Yellow flags in sector 1. Somebody was making space for a Haas. And Crowley Voice, is he gonna go purple in second sector? Yes, he is. So this might be a pole lap for the Ferrari driver, as Lapson is still on top, untouched by the opposition. What can Crowley Voice do? The championship leader, across the finish line he comes, and he goes P3 only, not even top 2. So Crowley Voice P3 so far with 1.8.349, so there's plenty to improve for him. I have to admit, I'm a bit surprised that both Ferraris failed to get into the top 2 so far, with one of them being championship leader, the second one being the last season winner here in Brazil. Ever comes back into the lobby, so most likely he disconnected. So the only person with no time so far is Larson, and almost everybody is going to go for round 2 in a minute. So now we just have to keep our eyes open to see who's gonna be the next person to improve themselves. Plenty of drivers who made awful mistakes in their first lap. For example, guys like Wonder Tommy, Boosted Mess. I won't believe that 1.9.7 is the best they've got. Definitely there's more left in the tank. They just need to unload it all over the place to see what is their true pace, what is their true potential in this session. So far, no clouds looking for us ahead of the qualifying session. I wonder what's about that race. Is it going to be a dry race? Going to be a wet race? We will not know unless somebody will give an info about that. Perhaps they don't even know either. So, let's take a look around the track. Who is trying to improve themselves? You see plenty of traffic in sector 3 as a lot of drivers are lining up for their hot lap. If you guys are seeing camera stuck in one position, that is most likely that the wonderful camera guy is at the moment picking up his food order, so let's be understandable in here. We can't be doing all of this on an angry, hangry stomach, so let's give him a break. As I'm trying to lead us through the current situation on the track, and Mercedes is spinning on the grass. That is Skin Tony. No idea what happened here. He was on a quick lap, so that is not such a quick lap indeed anymore. So as Skin Tony spinning on the side of the road as he's coming back into the pits after failed quick lap attempt. And let's see who else is working on their improvements. Lepson is on a quick lap as of right now. I'm trying to see if he's gonna get purple second sector as he goes through the final corners of the sun. Oh, there you are. Okay. Okay. I'm trying to take a look at Lepson if he can improve anything. Yeah. I'm trying to see at Lepson what he can prove himself on the second lap, but he's coming in, so most likely no improvement from the Alpine drivers. So Lepson in the pits. Naiko, he is improving a bit after sector 1, but he's gonna need a bit more than that to get some better position, because that is not enough improvement to get higher. Wonder Tommy improves himself. He goes P6 all the way from the bottom. In terms of position, great improvement, but when it comes to his time, it's not even near enough to get pole position. So Wonder Tommy is gonna have to keep fighting a bit more if he wants to go start from the top in this Grand Prix. And let's see where Naiko can start from as he goes across the finish line to improve, and he goes provisional pole position with 1.8.66, so that is a great improvement. He is so close to going underneath 1.8 so far. Everybody's going 1.8, maybe he's going to be the first man to go 1.7 on the next lap. Now we wait for the opposition to speak back to him. Let's see who's going to make the most of his lap. Trying to see who is improving on their second hot lap. I'm searching through the grid. Not many drivers working on their hot lap at the moment, or they're just exiting sector 1, so we still got plenty of time. Looking around, Larson has finally decided to hit the track with 7 minutes left to go, so there's not a lot of time for a lot of laps. He's gonna have about 2 to maximum 3 laps of trying to make the best time on the board. Zoom is about to finish the run in the second sector with not much improvement. I don't think that he can make up this time in sector 3, as he made a mistake exiting the sector 3, so Zoom is most likely not going to improve on his second quick lap as he's coming in to the pits. So yeah, that proves my theory to be right. And Ever Snaxolotl, I always struggle with this guy's name as well, is rounding up his quick lap. Who is on the hot lap?
Joel.
Yeah, okay, now I see him. Joel 8 is on a hot lap as well. Oh, that was a bit of slip up, but in Brazil that is quite a common occurrence. So let's see if he can make something out of this lap. He's P8 at the moment.
Is he getting darker? It is my monitor.
Now that you mention it, I guess a bit, but I think that is a pretty common thing for Brazil, that it looks a bit darker than it is, but then again it doesn't rain, so I don't want to keep your hopes high.
No,
I'm gonna say it's
pray to pray to God, pray to whatever you pray, make it rain.
Okay.
I see clouds, honestly.
Okay, you can see the clouds. I'm not saying you can. In the meantime, Larson has finally put the time on the board. That is 1.8.5, and that's going to put him on P6 at the moment, with 6 minutes left to go.
Two is improving. I don't know how much.
Ooh. Let's see after second sector. Ooh, that is a great improvement. If he doesn't F it up in the final sector, this is gonna be a good one. Let's see, the championship leader trying to make the most of it as he goes onto the main straight, looking for that pole position against Naiko. Is he gonna do it? Yes, he will.
Almost,
oh my goodness, by only
108, almost 100.
Nice and juicy from Crowley Voice, heading for that pole position.
He's not giving up the championship just yet, mate. He's not
Absolutely not. Absolutely. So, that is a stake. Put it up very high from Crowley Voice with 1.8.55. while Nico is sitting at 1.8.66. So there's a very small gap between those guys. And now all eyes are focused on Lepson, Zoom, Piggy, guys for the top 5, who still has technically a chance for the pole position.
The quality is
Lepson
good.
on an outlap.
The stream quality is good. The sound. Do we have a feedback?
No idea. The YouTube chat is sleeping quite nicely. I don't want to wake them up too early, so let's let them sleep a bit more. I don't see the Twitch chat because my PC would be cooking itself if I would to open both YouTube and Twitch, so I'm gonna have to trust that our Twitch community is also looking nice and dusty. So, Lepson is beginning his hot lap. Let's focus on him because, let's be honest, if there's anybody in the range of pole position as of right now, it's either Nico, Lepson, or Zoom. Piggy has about half a second towards pole position. I'm not saying it's impossible for him, but it's going to be very difficult. And Lepson goes purple in the first sector. That is a great sign of things to come for him. Let's see what the Alpine driver can show for his fans, and even more than that as he goes into the second sector. Looking good so far, looking pretty good. This just might be enough to conquer both Nico and Crowley Voice. This would be hell impressive. As of right now, not a single driver was able to make it underneath 1.8, so maybe he's gonna be the first man tonight to go 1.7, second sector, plenty of improvement. This could be just about enough for at least the front row, if not the pole position.
It's very, very close to them, but I don't think he's going to overtake them.
I'm not so sure. Let's see. Crowley, Lepson across the finish line. No, it is not. And there's... Wait, where's that improvement gone?
He made a mistake at the last corner.
Yeah, not that much of a little, because I was confused. He was like 0.2 improving, and at the end of the line, it was like 45 thousandths of a second. So pretty much lost a lot on that final mistake. So, I mean, he could be going for the top row, for the front row, if it wasn't for that mistake, but it happens. So now he's gonna have to live with it. 3 minutes left to go.
I don't know if ever Snacks is gonna improve.
Yeah, Snacks is on a hot lap right now. Let's see how is he looking after second sector. How much is he improving? If he's even improving, because I have no idea. He is improving. Second purple. I mean, is this an actual purple or is it just a game glitch? I'm not convinced. Piggy, he is out of the session after retiring in the pits. So Piggy is done. Ever Snacks, is he gonna go for it? Yes, he goes to the finish line. From P7, stays P7 with a bit of improvement, so safe for now. Let's see, Zoom is on an outlap. What is Zoom? Okay, Zoom is letting guys through. I was wondering where's he going because he was so far away, but he's just letting guys through. So Zoom is on an outlap. He's about to begin his hot lap. Lepson coming in. He's retiring, of course. He is done. Nico on an outlap. Crowley Voice is coming onto the track. Skintoni retires while being P14. So now let's see what Zoom, Nico, and Crowley Voice can do on their final laps in the qualifying session. I'm afraid we're not going to see rain in this qualifying session, my friend. Maybe in the race, who knows? Nobody knows, or at least the people who know won't tell us. But as of right now, we can only hope and pray to see some rain.
They don't respect us enough to let us know.
Yeah, I agree, absolutely, that's the case. So, Zoom is beginning his hot lap. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be the first man from the top 5 to make his final hot lap count, except for Nico and Crowley, who are just starting their outlaps. Larson is on an outlap as well. Ever is coming in, so he's most likely done. Wonder Tommy is on a hot lap right now, but he's slowing down. Oh, McLaren! McLaren just went sideways. That was Dressing Gecko. I don't know what happened there. He was coming closer towards Wonder Tommy, who was stopping down the middle of the track, and now he just spun. That was weird because there was some kind of lag. Anyway, let's see what is Zoom gonna do after first sector. A bit of improvement, just a bit. He was just passing by the McLaren standing on the side after that incident. So, what is Zoom gonna have on his delta? Nico is just beginning his hot lap. Nico improving a bit, Zoom improving a bit. Zoom is about to cross the finish line. I wonder if he's gonna go from that P4 somewhere else. Zoom down a main straight, goes P3, so he does improve over Lepson. And now let's see what Crowley Voice and Nico have to say about that. There's still P2 and provisional pole position between those
Nyko
guys.
is up front, he's first, and then is Crowley Boys.
Exactly, as you say. So let's take a look at
improves
Nyko. Ooh, that is just
0.024.
about enough to go pole position, but without Crowley voice improvements. So not only he's gonna have to keep it on that pace to the finish line, he's also gonna have to hope for Crowley to not improve. Nyko across the finish line, yes, 1.8.51. But now let's take a look at Crowley voice. Can he deliver another improvement for pole? There is not enough improvement. There's no improvement after second sector. Maybe Nyko is gonna have the pole position secured as the championship leader hits the main straight for the final time in this qualifying session. Where's he gonna go? P2 only. Nyko is on pole position for the Brazilian GP. There's no one else on a hot lap, so that is it.
Look at the time.
Oh, 4,000th of a second worth of gap between the Haas and the Ferrari.
We're gonna have a fight today.
Me.
We're gonna have a fight.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
and
why I want
look at the
rain.
times. Look at the top 5. They're all so close to each other. Basically, the top 5 could be pole position. So
This is
really
why
good
I'm not
race coming ahead of
racing.
us.
This is not why I'm not racing. Because
Come on.
even Winter would overtake me 2 times.
Come on, why are you saying 2 times? Maybe only once. Okay, we are still waiting because I believe Zoom has not retired yet. I'm pretty sure everybody else is wrapped up. But anyway, we're not going to have any position swaps. So it's Nyko from pole position, Crowley from the front row right behind him. Then it's Zoom and Lepson, Piggy Larson, Eversnax, Wonder Tommy, Weasley and Joel. That's the top 10 for the GP. Then 2 McLarens opening up the bottom 10 of the qualifying session, followed by Vatsize, Inferno Koi, Antap, Skintoni, Tilde, Vertier, and Delta Zerons. So not the best session for Red Bull and Mercedes and McLaren. A great session for Haas, at least most of it, because we got P1 and P10 on Haas, so that is quite good. Good session for Ferrari, good session for Williams, and pretty good session for Alpine. So most of the drivers who could have got the most of it has definitely squeezed that lemon to get the best they've got. I mean, 4/1000th of a second worth of difference is incredible. And Nyko did that on his final run, so that was absolutely big balls move from the Finnish driver in Haas. And now let's see if he can deliver it to the finish line in the main race that we are about to hit. And I have to disappoint you, I don't see any clouds ahead of us, at least right now. Maybe it's gonna come down later, nobody knows.
And how much gap is the 4,000th of a second?
What do you want? What do you want me to tell? Do you want me to like measure it with a line? Do you want me to like compare it with like toy cars? I don't know what to tell you. To put it in the simplest way, it's a length of a toenail. I mean, I don't know how to tell this to you otherwise. It's so freaking small that anything can happen in this race, and that's what I'm looking forward to. We're expecting a lot of fight up in the front, of course, in the later stages, because like we are used to, the middle part of the race is usually, and the front is usually just switching DRS. So the formation lap is now underway. Let's take a look at tires. Oh, safety cars. Brazil is an interesting case. There's some parts that are close to a wall, but not so plenty. But still, a lot of places where in the corners driver might collide. So I'm going to have to say free with confidence. I'm going to say free, only full safety cars. I'm not including like VSC or anything else, just free full safety cars. Maybe it's a bit too much, maybe like 2, but I'm going to stick to my first idea and say free. What about you?
Somebody's lagging.
Yeah, I did so that there are some lags in there. Okay, let's take a look at the... Yeah, tires. Lepson is the only one on soft, so that is a fun fact. Interesting to see. Most of the grid on mediums, just a couple of drivers from the top on hards. These are Zoom and Nyko. Everybody else is on mediums, Lepson on softs, and there are some drivers in the bottom who are on hards as well. Maybe Lepson is just doing the strategy of, you know, hey, there's about 70% of chance that somebody's gonna crash in like lap 3 or 4, so these softs might be worth the trouble to, like, gain some advantage in the beginning. Maybe that's the case. Maybe he wants to get some positions.
Medium and medium soft. These are the
Yeah,
strategies that the game gives us.
Let's be honest, how often do drivers actually use these strategies? Because they're very often changed by safety car or some kind of other incident. These strategies are not usually relevant because one safety car can shift the entire strategy upside down. So yeah, let's not focus too much on them. We're gonna have to adapt to the strategy on the track. So let's see what this GP is gonna give us. Nyko just ahead of Crowley Voice in the qualifying session, but that doesn't mean he's gonna have to lead after turn 1, so we're gonna have to keep our eyes open to see who's gonna lead after first corner of the Brazilian Grand Prix as the final drivers are lining up for the grid, and we're about to go racing after the Easter break. Here we go, Delta Z and lining up. We are ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. It's time to go racing in Brazil. Nyko is starting us off. Is Crowley Voice going to jump him into turn 1? It's not good enough, I believe, for the jump. Maybe he can risk it. No, he does not. Crowley Voice is not going to risk that move. He is still P2. Zoom is keeping that P3, but he's under pressure. Plenty of fight in the back, and that's going to cost us some accidents as Antap goes P20, and he's now all the way in the back. We got some overtakes in the midfield, and Lapson makes the move for P3 ahead of Zoom, using the best of these soft tires, and now there's plenty of fight again in the top as Piggy has to defend from 2 sides against Larson and Eversnax. Eversnax is trying to make a move on the inside. There he goes ahead of Aston Martin, goes up to P6. Nice move from Williams, but have to defend again. Oh, Aston made it a bit too far, and now he's gonna struggle against Wesley in an Alpine, who's gonna want to make the move again, and there he goes. Aston Martin driver losing 2 places in a row from first Eversnax and now Wesley gaining position again, and I can see Querke has gone off completely as he's down to P18. Oh my god, there was some kind of incident between him and someone else, because, or maybe his own mistake, but anyway, Querke has lost a lot. In the meantime, Crowley Voice is going around the outside to take the lead of the Brazilian Grand Prix. Lapson is there in the mix as well, 3 wide. Lapson goes in between both of them, and he now leads the Brazilian Grand Prix. Wow, what a maneuver from the Alpine, as he's now in charge of the lead on these soft tires, working the best possible scenario for him as he pulls away, and now he's going to be trying to pull away from the Haas and the Ferrari as Nyko and Crowley, they need to take a decision. Do they want to hunt him down, or they want to work together, or they want to fight against each other and try to fight for the P2. In the meantime, Zoom is following them on hard tired compound. I'm trying to take a look at who's softs and who is hard, because that is important as of right now. I'm trying to find, where is it? There we go. So
to overtake both of them.
Yeah, exactly, and I don't think that's the best idea.
Because at round 3, they are gonna have DRS. And
oh yeah, exactly.
And now the gap between Crowley and Nyko is almost 1 second, 9/10.
Yeah, Nyko has dropped a lot because he's on hards. Oh yeah. So he's definitely dropping back, but Crowley Voice. Oh, Crowley's gonna make the move into turn 1. No, he does not. He's gonna wait a bit longer. That was very close. Too close for my safety. And now let's see what's gonna happen. DRS is now enabled for the boys, as Vatsais and Tilde are battling in the midfield, but Crowley Voice is gonna make a move to take back the lead here in this race, and now Lepson goes down to P2 again. In the meantime, Nyko had to defend from Zoom, since Nyko didn't have a DRS for a while and Zoom had. And at the same time, Joel makes a move up for P9 ahead of Wonder Tommy. We got plenty of action all over the place. We're gonna have to keep our eyes focused on the top mostly, but there's also plenty of fight in the midfield. As of right now, Crowley Voice is trying to pull away from Lepson. For a couple of next lap, Lepson is definitely going to have the advantage of tires. Yeah, I'm trying to take a look at it. Where is King Tony P14? Yes, he is under pressure. Oh, there he goes. Wesley, Piggy. Oh, Piggy dropping 2 positions, so some kind of mistake. 3 positions dropped from Piggy, so must have been some kind of mistake from the AlphaTauri driver. I missed it, but he just dropped 3 positions, and now Eversnaxolotl and Wesley going side by side. Wesley gains P6 from that exchange. Beautiful fight in which Wesley just gained 2 positions. Joel and Wonder Tommy keep on exchanging places as well, so there's plenty of fight in here.
Channel, the GGTP Gaming, the gaming, a Greek community with racing.
Yep, and
enjoy your stay here. I hope you enjoy the racing. We have a lot
I'm
of
trying
fights.
to take the gap between Zoom and Lepson. Look at this. Zoom is already dropped over a second towards Lepson Crowley because of his fight against Nyko, because Zoom moved into P3. So now Crowley and Lepson can just pull away from the guys.
Very close to Wesley. He has a big chance, and Larson, Eversnax, all close together, and Piggy.
Yeah,
have
look
a
at
big
Wesley's
DRS
and yeah, look at Wesley and Eversnack's battery. They're completely drained from the battery. They have no ERS whatsoever. Yellow flags in the back, and these were caused by a Haas driver. That is Joel. He was in the points. He's now not anymore due to some kind of thing happening in the back. We didn't see exactly what was it, but he's now all the way down to P19, so that is a shame for him, as we have to focus on the midfield. Dressing Gecko is our first penalty of the day. 3 seconds for that gentleman. And Piggy makes a move back up to P7 ahead of Larson. So we're going to see a couple of overtakes in the DRS zones as Lepson and Crowley boys pulled away nicely.
They have no ERS. Wesley, Eversnax.
Yeah,
Piggy.
exactly. They're out of battery completely. I mean, definitely not the best decision, but then again, the race is far from over. Maybe some kind of safety car will change that. We'll see. As of right now, I believe the best... Oh, Vatsa is 3 seconds as well. I believe the best fight is in that midfield. Yellow flags in the back again, and that is Querke again. Querke goes in the back for the second time in this Grand Prix. He had that one once happening to him, and he's now all the way down to the bottom again. So at least unlucky for the McLaren driver. And now let's take a look at that top 5 again, because Nyko, Wesley, Eversnax, Piggy and Larson going basically very close to each other. Somebody from these guys will have to make a move eventually. As of right now, Zoom and Nyko are trying to keep going on the hard compound, while Wesley is hunting them down on mediums with no battery, but he does have a DRS, he does have a tire advantage, so just maybe he's gonna make a move. Vatsais is coming in the pits, followed by Querke as well, most likely to retire. And Wesley is still coming slowly but surely closer towards the Haas and the Williams, as the top 2 guys already built over 2.2 worth of advantage above everybody else from behind them. So that is a good gap, safe gap built between the top 2 and the rest of the boys in the midfield. As of right now, the top 2 guys will definitely just work together around themselves to, you know, kind of lift each other up with DRS. And Zoom and Nyko, they're gonna have to somehow survive in there with the guys on mediums hunting them down. Wesley getting dangerously close towards Nyko as he's right on his back, most likely gonna try to make a move into turn 1. Doesn't need too much of the battery. Nyko, he doesn't have to burn the battery, but he is burning the battery on that main straight. Wesley looking for some space. Oh, maybe not enough, but Nyko, he did have enough space to make the move into turn 1. Wesley had to brake right before Zoom. Nice reflexes from him, but it's gonna cost him a bit, because Eversnax is gonna try to make a move around him now as he moves to the right side, and there he goes, using mistake of the Alpine nicely to get up into P5. Is he? No! Wesley making the longer break, and now he's back up into P5, and Nyko is still up into P3. So that was a nice move from him, and we keep on going as Eversnax is still right behind Wesley, and he does have Piggy right on his back. In the meantime, Zoom and Nyko will most likely switch places on the main straight again due to Nyko not having DRS. He did burn a bit of battery for himself for that move, but not too much comparing this to Eversnax and Wesley, who are totally drained out of battery, so it's gonna have this advantage. And again, the tire situation is gonna look better for them with every lap afterwards, because the longer they go on these tires, the better for Zoom and Nico, as they're on a harder compound. Definitely slower right now, but it will be much more effective later on. I don't see any moves into turn 1 in the midfield because everybody is staying where they were. But oh, a bit of slip up from Weasley. Maybe Eversnax is gonna use that to gain position again. He's gonna have to be careful to not clip his opponent. And they go into that corner again. Nico against Zoom, Weasley against Eversnax, but nobody makes a move for position. Joel retires on the track, first full safety car of the day. And that is a great news for Lapson, who already had 7 laps old softs. Now he's going to get a free pit stop. That was a great move from Lapson to get these fresh softs. He's in probably the best situation when it comes to tires right now. And now let's see who's going to make the most of this safety car, except for Lapson, because...
to see what he's going to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult situation for him. The guys on hards have it easy. They can just... the guys on mediums have it on a bit of easier mode, because they can just go for hards and try to get this to the finish line, but it's not going to be the easiest task. The guys on hards will most likely stay out or go double stop. I mean, you can always count for a second safety car, which is not something uncommon, but it is always a risk, a danger that, you know, second safety car might not come up. Anyway, Crowley Voice is coming in. There's no risk taken from him. So is Lapson, and so is Nico and Zoom. So basically everybody coming in for the stop, except for Eversnax, who just had to stay out because Zoom was coming in right ahead of him, so there was no point in him doing the double stack for Williams. Lapson going for fresh hards. Everybody coming in from hards will be from mediums or softs will be going for hards, while the guys from mediums like Crowley Voice will go for hards, and the guys from hards will go to mediums most likely. So Eversnax is now leading the Brazilian Grand Prix. After that, and Skin Tony will be P3. He will be P2. He came out ahead of Crowley. Crowley overtook him for a bit. Delta Zeron in P3, and then everybody else coming from the pits. A bit of chaos in the top because there were some overtakes on the safety car. Anyway, we got information. When you get a moment, ask Babs what's the difference between an enzyme and hormone. I don't know why, but anyway, Babs.
That's Ocean Shift.
No, that was Damien, actually.
What's the difference between an enzyme and a hormone?
Yes, I don't know what's the genesis of the story or the lore behind this, but just go ahead and answer the question if you can. If you even can, because I wouldn't be able to.
Enzyme is a catalyst. Simple as that.
As simple as that. Okay. Look, I don't get it either. It's your complicated lore, so you just bear with it. I have no idea what's going on. I'm just trying to...
I don't understand the question. I don't have any previous information or anything.
My head already hurts. Maybe. My head already hurts from trying to understand why some drivers are burning 100% of battery after 2 laps of racing, so I can't comprehend this and those questions at the same time. It's impossible for me. How come Zoom just overtook Nico on their safety car and then they give position? How come Nico just lost 2 positions under the safety car? What is going on? Why? What is going on in this game? So, interesting situation because Eversnax and Skin Tony will be restarting the Grand Prix. They haven't stopped yet. Crowley Voice is P3. He came into the pits for fresh hards. Behind them are Delta Zeron and Antap, who didn't came into the pits. And then there's a long line of everybody who came into the pits. So, there's absolutely huge advantage for Crowley Voice. All he has to do is overtake Skin Tony and Eversnax, who will be slower after the restart. And he's got a long highway all the way to the victory, to the finish line. Under the condition there will be no more safety cars in this Grand Prix. That's the case. He has a whole highway ahead of him, freeway, whatever you want to call it, to the finish line for the win. Because if he overtakes Skin Tony and Eversnax, then everybody behind him, Lapson, Zoom, Piggy, etc., will have to go through Antap, Delta Zeron, Skin Tony, and Eversnax, who still didn't came into the pits, and that's gonna not only take them a bit of time.
Is Lapson gonna have a hard time to overtake Antap and Zeron?
he will have a hard time overtaking those guys. Not because of the pace, because he'll be obviously faster, but because of the danger. Remember, my friend, it's a league race. If you have 4 guys ahead of you to overtake, it's 4 chances at least for you to get taken out without your fault. So that is a risk, because Crowley Voice only needs to take that risk twice, while everybody else will have to take that risk 4 times. So that is 2 times more chance for you to be killed during the race. So you have to be careful with that. So, a huge risk for there to be taken, but it's a risk they just have to take.
Sharon and Dab will let him just overtake us. They will fight for their position. They are racing too for the championship. Even if they are not the contenders, but
obviously, I'm not saying they should let them through. I'm not saying they should let them through. All I'm saying is that Crowley Voice is in a better position.
Because I know sometimes the people that are not fighting for the championship tend to think like that. I will let the fastest people overtake me, so I don't get.
No, why would you? No, don't do it. Give us some entertainment. Come on, do some kind of crazy moves. I mean, come on, don't just do that.
No, okay. I'm telling you what many people think in the back of their heads. I know
in the back of their heads should be the goal to win the race, no matter who you are, where you came from.
For example,
anyway.
If I was, for example, at Zero or Andam's place, Nelson would have to fight tooth and nail to overtake me.
Okay. Safety cars in this lap already.
Eversnax on board.
Yeah. Eversnax restarting the Grand Prix.
He's going. Let's see Skintoni.
There he goes. And now let's see what Crowley Voice can do. He's gonna make a move into turn 1. Yes, he will. Down the inside on Skintoni. Makes the move already. And now his next target is Everett Snux. So he made past him quickly. Say, ooh, yellow flags first corner. What happened there? Naiko! P14, I told you. That's the risk you're gonna have to take if you want to get to the top. And Naiko is all the way down in the bottom. P14, so that's what I was talking to you just a moment before. That is risky if you want to get back to the top. So Naiko is down all the way to P14, while Crowley Voice is trying to make the move for the leads to get the hell out of there, as he only now needs to pass Everett Snux. Shouldn't be this hard, but he has to pick the right moment.
Crowley taking his time, he knows he's faster, he wants a clear shot, he don't want to risk overtaking and getting out of the track or getting damaged.
Yep.
Snux has
and
no
here
chance.
He comes. Yeah, Snux has nowhere else to go. He can't do anything more than that. Wesley climbing up to P7.
But I don't
yep,
think
he wants to make sure he's gonna make that move. And he does make that move down the inside into turn 1. Is he close? But yes, he does make that move. No, Ever actually wins the position back. I mean, I'm not sure if that's the best idea for him, but come on, let's go. Let's fight some more. Another yellow flag in turn 1. This time, who's the victim? I believe it's Inferno Koi from Red Bull, who is down to the very bottom. By the way, Zoom is P19. I completely missed it. When did Zoom got sent all the way to the Shadow Realm? But anyway, Crowley Voice is now leading. Crowley Voice is now leading.
He's almost a lap that he fell behind.
Oh my god, so... Yeah, oh, Lapson, nice move down the inside of Piggy, as he does, Skintoni, as he makes it up to P4, and is now gonna hunt down Everett Snux. Shouldn't be too hard, so, yep.
Crowley has an advantage right now because he's out of the of the DRS zone already. He's 1.75 seconds. DRS enabled right now. So even if Lepson, Lepson is fighting. Oh my God, Piggy.
Lepson is fighting and he's waiting. He goes P3. Nice.
Piggy overtook him for a couple of seconds.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And he's gonna try to come back again for the same thing. No, not enough. Oh, maybe. There he goes. Yes, Piggy has done it. back up into P3, so that is quite the fight we're looking at right now. And look behind those guys, Aston Martin's going at it. Larson just overtook Delta Zero after a bit of contact, so everything going on. And now they've hit, and Aston Martin went wide, and now they're switching places again. Querke gets a 3-second time penalty, and now Delta Zeren gets dropped down to P9, sorry, P10 already, as Naiko, who was just a couple of laps behind before, like P14, now up into P9.
Skindoni out of the race!
What is going on in this
Skindoni on the grass! Skindoni on the grass!
Skindoni on the grass. Is he out of the race? I mean, he's rolling back on the track. I mean, come on. We have like 5 people already being out of the race, quote unquote, and now these guys, for example, Naiko is back into P8, so maybe there's still a chance for him.
Tommy up to P6.
Yeah,
tell me about
climbing those positions. And Naiko goes up into P7. Remember, Naiko was P14 a couple of laps before that. Piggy he goes up into P2. Yeah, finally ahead of Eversnax, and Lepson is still behind him. So Lepson's gonna have to work harder than that if he wants to climb up for the podium and hope for the win. Anyway, Crowley Voice is pulling away nicely. 2.6 of gap ahead of Piggy, so he has nothing to worry about so far. If it's not gonna be a second safety car in this race, he is on the line to a victory. Skintoni retires in the middle of the track. Second full safety car of the race. How did he... Wait, how did he DNF in there? What? Oh, he hit the wall. Okay, now I see it because I took a look at the Dressing Gecko's POV and I saw he was missing his left wheel.
Is disconnected.
Yeah, Gecko was just left. So, that definitely ruins the plan for Crowley Boys, but now look at the guys like, for example, Eversnax. He is in the perfect situation. He was P3 anyway. He's now gonna get a free pit stop. Of course, most of the guys will stay out, but he'll be on the fresh tires. So that is a great news for Eversnax, as Crowley Voice stays out leading the Grand Prix. Piggy is gonna stay out as well, with Larson, Wonder, Tommy, and Wesley. Epson is pitting. Interesting. Naiko as well. At this point, if your laps were about 7 laps old, it is basically a gamble whether you want to stay out, hoping for second safety car. And you have to wonder, are the guys from the top, like Crowley Voice, Piggy, Larson, etc., they're staying out because they think they can get to the finish line on these tires ahead of the guys ahead of them? Or are they betting for the third safety car? What do you think is the idea in here? Do you think they're just going to try to get these tires to the finish line, or they're gonna hope for the third safety car and then just one more stop for softs?
In my opinion, they are covered in both ways. Either they will go all the way to the end. The tires can handle the pressure. 20 laps now, and 4 will be under safety car. And either if the other safety car comes out, they will have an advantage over the others. So it's a win-win situation in my book for them. I don't know.
I didn't know you were writing a book. Okay.
Okay. Yes, I am, in fact, but I'm not
yes,
telling anybody.
The Bob's autobiography. Okay, so I'm wondering about Querke, who is on 10 laps old hard compound tires, didn't came into the pits. Zoom and Inferno Koi, both on old mediums. These mediums are most likely not gonna go to the finish line, so I wonder what's the plan here. Maybe they're just hoping
the ones
for one
that
more
did it and used the mediums will go all the way.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're just hoping for one more safety car at this point. That's the best they can do. I mean, what else can they do in this scenario?
I don't think the mediums aren't gonna last that long. 20 laps.
Yeah, Dressing Gecko is in the pits again. Okay, so after the safety car restart, I think we should focus our camera on Eversnax, Lepson, you know, that P9, P10, because the guys in the top will be racing for the lead, sure, but I think that Eversnax, Lepson, these guys will be making the most overtakes after the restart because they have such tire advantage. So why don't we take a look at those guys in the middle after the restart? What do you say? Do we follow Eversnax and Lepson? Do we stay in the front with Crowley and Piggy?
They won't have an easy job, especially in front of them Zoom on mediums.
I'm not saying it's gonna be easy. I'm saying that it's gonna be interesting. So, and I'm trying to follow what's interesting, not what's easy. Nobody wants to see what's easy in the race. I want to see something interesting. So, I say we stay with Eversnax, Lepson, and Nike.
Make it rain in the last couple of laps.
How do I make it rain? How do I make it
don't
rain?
know.
Do I just dance in the circle, you know, like sprinkle a bit of my blood and some salamander teeth on the floor, just make it rain? I'm not a shaman, I don't know what to do.
I don't know, use blood magic, I don't know. Maybe.
Blood magic. Yeah, exactly. The only magic in Formula 1 is Nico Rosberg's magic. No matter who this guy takes a selfie with, he's gonna blow up the car in the race. So that's the only Formula 1 magic I believe, and I truly believe in it.
Come on, you're superstitious, way beyond that. So, I think Gecko is spinning again using softs. I don't know what he's trying to do.
Yeah, I just realized that he's coming in again from fresh softs, and now he's coming in for fresh mediums. No idea what happened here. Maybe he didn't want those fresh softs. Maybe he was like, oh no, misclick. Let me just switch back to these mediums. Thank you very much. No idea what happened here.
It gives advantage to the Crowley and the others with the hard compound at the front.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. The longer they go under the safety car, the better for them. So he just bought them at least one more safety car lap.
Let's see if at the end of the second sector we'll have the safety car in this lap.
Yeah.
Indication.
No, I don't think so. I think it's gonna be one.
Yes.
Oh, there it is. You were right. Okay. Okay. So,
It's
do you wanna take a look at Crowley and Piggy, or do you wanna see if Eversnax and Lepson will try to make moves already?
I want to stay with Eversnax and Lepson and all these guys to see if they can fight Inferno and Zoom.
I mean, let's be honest, they will fight him. That is quite obvious. Now, the only question is how they're going to do it, because they can... I mean, surely they will fight back. I hope for it. I want to see them fight back, but the question is, how are they going to fight back? Are they going to fight back, you know, fair and square, or are they going to be pushing each other? Anyway, here we go. We're back to racing, and what's going to happen? Into turn 1 after the second safety car restart, and Eversnax has been a bit sleeping, and now he's going to be under pressure from behind from Lepson, who was trying to squeeze himself past the Williams. He can't do it, and now Lepson is under pressure from Nico. So these guys who are supposed to be battling the guys on older tires are battling each other. That is definitely not the best for them at the moment, but I mean, it is what it is. It's everybody for themselves. Now, Eversnax, he's way quicker than Inferno Koi. Oh, that is a tough place to overtake, and he's about to find out the hard way as he's pushing each other against the Red Bull, and now he's completely off after being bumped, and he's now dropped all the way down to P12. The more you F around, the more you find out, as the quotes say. And now Lepson is trying to push the Red Bull again, not learning from his rival mistake as he's being pushed by Nico. There's too much things going on. Nico makes a move on the inside, pushing the Alpine wide, but he's still on the track. So is the Alpine. These guys are doing it all the wrong way. Off the sideway. Who was that McLaren? Where did that came from? Nico in between those guys. There's not enough space, surely. 3 wide into turn 1. Inferno Koi, Nico, Zoom. Who's gonna make the move? 4 wide.
Oh my god.
Yes, it's Inferno Koi in front. Nico goes up into P7. No, he's demoted by Lepson, and Zoom drops 2 positions. How can they go 4 wide and make it clean, and someone just goes off by himself? Is insane to me. Oh, Nico trying to get past Inferno Koi, but not enough space. Lepson passes him. He's now up to P6, and now Lepson's gonna hunt them down. Everybody who was trying to pass Inferno Koi so far either crashed or went out, and the only person who's done it clean after the safety car restart was Lepson. Now it's the task for Nico. Somebody's off in the back. That was Tilde, and now Nico trying to make them work around the outside. Same mistake as Eversnax a couple of laps before. He's now dropping place to Zoom again. Gentlemen, you have to wait for the best spot to overtake. You don't have to rush it. You got huge tire advantage. Just wait for the good opportunity. Don't take too much risk.
They don't want to wait.
I mean, they have to. Look at what's happening with guys like Eversnax and Nyko. Okay, Nyko just wants to all the carnage for himself. He wants violence as he goes down the inside, making 2 overtakes in 1 corner. There he goes. But he's now 2 seconds behind Lepson, and I'm not sure he can make it up. Lepson already right behind Wonder Tommy, so why don't we stick with Lepson, who is now going to hunt down Wonder Tommy and Wesley ahead of him. In the meantime, Antab is making some moves ahead of Inferno Koya's teammate. And of course, Eversucks is going to make some positions, but Wesley is now possibly going for a race win. Peggy gets a 3-second time penalty as he's going P2.
Gives a breather on Glory's side.
Yeah, absolutely. But as of right now, I'm pretty sure that Wesley, who's P4, is in a very confident situation. He's already looking for that P3. He might even go for that P2. But then again, we don't know what Lepson is capable of because he's right about now getting ready to overtake Wonder Tommy.
Lepson
I mean,
has used, okay, listen, Lepson has used almost all of his ERS. His P6, he's on the 5-lap old mediums. Okay.
Yes, I agree that battery is burnt, but I'm gonna make a bold prediction, and I'm gonna say he's not gonna need that battery to make these this time, because you need battery mostly to overtake. When you have fresh mediums compared to old hards, he might just, you know, get close to this 2-second gap without the battery.
Yes, but
Alfa Romeo on the side.
Will the mediums last? That's the question. That's the $1 million question. Will they last until the end?
Listen, all he needs to do as of right now is get in the DRS range of the guys ahead of him. Then the tires can be dead, but he can use the DRS to win the race. All he needs to do is just in a couple of next laps, just get close to the guys ahead of him and get the DRS. That's what he has to focus on. And as we speak, he was 1.6 at the beginning of this lap behind Wesley, and he's now 1.2. He is flying across the track in Sao Paulo.
Yes, he's flying
lap
because
22.
He's using his ERS, look.
He doesn't have ERS. What do you mean?
Now he doesn't have. He's using everything.
Yes, but he will have a DRS in a moment on Wesley, so it was worth it. And then from Wesley, it's just a short gap between Wesley and Larson, and he's already up to a podium. I'm telling you this. He might even pick up a win in here. Mark my words. Eversnax gets 5 seconds for entering the pit lane too fast, most likely to retire. Anyway, what's going on in the midfield as I'm trying to take a peek everywhere we can. Not too many overtakes in the midfield, so let's see what Lepson can do as he's already right behind Wesley. Now he just needs to pass him clean without making the same mistakes as the guy behind him.
Nyko is coming.
Yep, absolutely. Nyko is catching up.
Easy. Unless Wesley opens the door for him, it won't be easy.
I don't think he will open the door for him. I mean, they are teammates, so maybe there's some kind of communication, but we did saw teammates fight today at least once, Aston Martin, we remember that situation, so maybe it's the same case. No idea what kind of situations between the Alpines, so let's see as Lepson is right behind Wesley. I mean, if he wants to let him through, he has to do it now, because if he won't, then he's gonna have trouble and struggling against Nyko, so...
If I was Wesley,
I mean, didn't really need to do too much. Didn't have to do too much in here. And now he's going to have to hold back Nyko to be a good teammate, and I think he will. Zoom is coming in the pits. And now Wesley defending. Absolutely. I mean, he has to defend like a lion. We know who said that in an Alpine as well. Yellow flags in the back. That was caused by an Aston Martin. Oh, Wesley doing all he can to push back Nyko. He has to keep it clean. Nyko is way faster, gets a better racing line on the inside, and Nyko is off again this race, and that most likely puts him out of the picture for big points. Maybe he can pick up some scraps, but that is not what he came here for. I mean, I'm not gonna call whose fault it was because I have no idea from my perspective, but one way or another, it's a great news for Alpine. And Lepson is already trying to make a move onto Larson. Once he will be in the podium position. I don't think he's going to lose that, because Vatsais makes the fastest lap of the race so far. Yellow flag in Sector 2. McLaren standing in the sideway of the track, but he's coming back. No safety car, thankfully. And Lepson passes Larson to get up into the podium situation. P3 for the Alpine driver. Now he's 2.4 behind Piggy. who is 1 second, less than a second behind Crowley Voice. Let's see if he can catch up to them. I'm gonna call a bold prediction saying that yes, he will. You are saying he won't. Let's see who's gonna be right.
I'm gonna wait now to see if the tires are gonna last.
I have a feeling they just about might. Ever Snacks just topped the fastest lap of the race. I mean, he's P14, that's not gonna do him too much, but yes, he did. He has done that. So now let's see who's the closest to a possible overtake. I believe Inferno Koi, who is right behind Naiko. I don't know if he's faster, but he's the closest person on the track towards Naiko. As I'm saying this, Naiko is pulling away from him. Antab is also pretty close to Wesley, and Antab will definitely pass Wesley, who is on very old hard tires. So Antab on these 9 laps old mediums will most likely pass him in a matter of seconds as he gets a DRS onto the main straight. A bit clanky steering from Antab, but it makes the job done as it goes around the outside into turn 1, and he does make a move on the Alpine. And it's a clean pass for him up into P5. Wonder Tommy's still sitting there at P7. Naiko is back into a pointing position, P9, but of course he was wishing for something more. He does have a pace, so maybe he's gonna grab a bit more, but of course he wasted big time. Lapson is already 1.2 behind the guys ahead of him, so he's absolutely on fire right now. I mean, he will get past both of Piggy and Crowley Voice. The only question is he going to hold that lead to the finish line on these tires, like you said? I mean, remember, yes, his tires will be old, but the guys ahead of him tires will be even way older. They will be 7 laps older, so...
Don't forget that they had 8 rounds on the safety car.
Yeah. Oh, Vatsays gets a 5 second, Delta Zeron gets a 3 second, and Tilde retires on the track. Safety car! Full safety car! None of the top 3 will make pits.
Crowley missed
and
it.
Lars
Oh my god, the safety car came out before Crowley could pit in. Now Crowley surely will pit to use themselves.
Yes, and you know who made it just in about time for the pit stop? Larson. He is the biggest winner of the safety car. He pitted just when the safety car popped up.
Crowley is the most unlucky driver in the game right now. The safety car came right in front of him.
You do realize that Larson is probably right now one of the favorites to win the Grand Prix, as he's now right back on the track on the fresh softs. I mean, he does have Dressing Gecko ahead of him, but he will most likely pit. Now, everybody will be on the fresh softs. Piggy, he does have a penalty, so I don't think he can do too much in this scenario. I mean, is staying out even an option at this point? Do you think it's somewhat worth it for anybody?
No.
I don't think so.
You have to pit. You don't have option right now. It's 9
I mean,
laps. Whatever you do, you will lose time, even if the tires were basically brand new. If you had fresh hards, you have to change it, because the others will be on the softs.
Yeah, I mean, Antab is on fresh mediums. Most likely he wasted fresh softs.
The changes now that are happening because Crowley missed the pit entry. When the safety car came out, he was way beyond the pit entry, and now he has to pit, and everybody else...
Oh wait, Crowley's staying out! Crowley's staying out! And you have to wonder, is this a part of the big plan? What is going on?
Maybe he calculated that he would lose over 10 positions pitting in right now, because the delta to the others didn't apply.
He has to realize that he's not gonna hold the lead to the finish line, so most likely he's just like, okay, I'm gonna lose like 3 to 4 positions, while if I'll try to overtake, I might end up last, like some other drivers who made a mistake overtaking, so I'm just gonna pick the safe way through this. So Crowley Voice is leading, but he's gonna come into the pits. Dressing Gecko is on old laps, or 10 laps old mediums. What is going on under the safety car with that Alfa Romeo? Anyway, he's with penalties, so it doesn't really matter where he is right now. Larson has become a favorite to win this GP, and that came completely out of the blue. I mean, we were all thinking maybe Crowley, maybe Piggy, maybe Lepson, and now it's Larson out of nowhere. becoming the #1 contender for the win in this Grand Prix.
Yes, but give me. Do you remember how many points is the difference between Crowley and the second one?
Let me just check that real quick
Please do.
for
Thank
you.
you.
Because Crowley Voice, before this round, I believe he has 133 points, and he's got 22 points of advantage ahead of Zoom, who is second. Zoom is P6 at the moment, Crowley is P1.
Okay.
Maybe his plan
what's
for
the
today is
difference
just to
with
finish out of
Larsson?
Zoom.
How much difference has the Crowley
With
with Larsson?
Larson. Let me check. Comparing Crowley Voice to Larson. Larson is P7 in the Drivers' Championship, 91 points gap, so it doesn't really matter.
So
My theory
maybe
he's
he's taking a the reason that I ask is because maybe he's taking a calculated risk about losing points from P1 and still staying in the top 10.
To be honest, I believe that his plan is just to finish ahead of Zoom, and he calculated that, staying out will be better and will have more chance to finish ahead of Zoom by staying out than coming into the pits and trying to overtake everybody before he gets to Zoom. So that's what I would be betting my money on, that he's just trying to survive long enough in that lead to not go behind Zoom, because Zoom has to pass Weasley, Antab, Larson, and Gecko before he gets to Crowley, and Crowley just has to stay out for as long as possible, hoping that Zoom will not get to him. So that's my shot, because all Crowley Voice has to do is just finish the race, and Zoom has to pass at least 5 drivers before he gets to Crowley. So there's always that extra risk of, failing to make a good overtake.
The only thing that Crowley is going to pray for now is Gecko to keep everybody behind.
I mean, do you
The
believe
only
that
thing
Gecko
that he wants right now.
Maybe Gecko will attack him, you never know. He's technically on better tires.
I safety car in this lap now.
Yep, safety car's coming in. I want to keep my eyes open for Larson, Antab, and Wesley. These guys are going to be going at it most importantly. So let's see. To be honest, I have no idea what the podium is going to look like at this point in time. It could be Larson, Antab, Weasley. It could be Larson, Weasley, Wonder Tommy. No idea. Anybody could be on the podium. So, Crowley Voice is going to be restarting the Grand Prix. Ooh, that is a slow restart. There he goes, getting it up to speed and dressing Gecko. I mean, he was caught sleeping in here. Larson is going to try to get to McLaren as soon as possible. Alfa Romeo getting out of the way despite being a ghost. Wonder Tommy already makes a position ahead of Zoom, gets up into P6. Yellow flag in the back. Querque was the one caught up in there, maybe? I believe so. And the Alf and Vatsais as well. And here comes Larson. No, not yet. He knows he has to be patient because haste in here is not going to be useful. But then again, he can't wait too long. Antap is right on his back, and he doesn't want to wait either. So there's a pressure piling up on Larson as Crowley Voice is pulling away from dressing Gecko. So Larson knows he has plenty of time left.
This is the scenario that Crowley needs. Keep them back.
Exactly.
I want to go out.
Exactly.
I want to go out of the DRS.
Absolutely. And Zoom just dropped the position, so that is even better for him. Oh, Gecko, where's he gone? Gecko's just completely off. He's going to Brazil, literally, as he's all the way down to P16. No idea what he did, but he just completely went sideways. Piggy gets another penalty. Anyway, Larson is now
they're gonna
P2.
close the gap. Look at that.
Yeah, Ever Snacks, he retired and no, virtual safety car, and that is absolutely good for Crowley Voice because it's gonna extend his lead for a bit longer, not too long, but just about it. So that is a great situation for Crowley Voice, still leading the Grand Prix, while Zoom is P6. He overtook Inferno Koi. Ever Snacks is out of the Grand Prix. Full safety! Oh my goodness, that changes everything. Could this possibly finish under the safety car? Please tell me that it could, because I believe it is. I believe it could.
I have to wait and see.
This might end underneath the safety car. We are lap 31. It's going to be starting from lap 32. So it's 32, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 5 laps, not really. I'm pretty sure we're going to have like 2 laps. Wait, there's a rule, right?
We have the 2 at the back. and we don't
Wait,
know.
I think that in this game there's like a rule that the race cannot end under the safety car. Yeah, Tunari just gave me the info. So it can't end under the safety car. So we need at least, I believe, 2 laps of racing remaining. 1, 2, 2. Okay, 2 laps of racing till the end of the race. So, I mean, Crowley will stay out, obviously, has nothing better to do. He's just gonna hope for it to finish the best way it
Right
can
now,
for him.
Crowley is doing damage control.
Yeah, I mean, 22 laps old hard tires, 23 already. They'll be even worse. Larson
Yes,
P2,
but
soft.
they won't be under
Wesley.
very big stress now under safety car.
Okay, so that is a very interesting situation because anybody could be going for the podium right now. Look at this. We've got Larson Fresh Softs P2, Untap Mediums P3, Weasley Softs P4, Wonder Tommy Softs P5. I mean, Zoom is gonna have to survive against Inferno Koi, who is on softs right behind him. So many things going on. Lepson still at P9 and
I have
Nyko
to
at
calculate too
P10.
many things right now. I have to calculate the points of Zoom, the points of Crowley, and of course the points of Larson to see the final 3 standings, the top 3 standings in the championship.
To be honest, I'm not even trying to focus on the Drivers' Championship or Constructors at the moment. All I'm trying to think about is this race right here because there are too many things going on the screen to even compare it to the Drivers' Championship.
Yes,
it's not even possible.
But you have to take it everything under consideration because you don't know how Crowley is gonna. Is he gonna let them pass? In quotes, of course.
Come on. Do you
gonna...
even believe that yourself that he's gonna just let them pass? Yeah, take the lead, I don't care.
Let them in a metaphorical way, okay?
Metaphorical. You can lead the race. Nuh-uh.
For example, if I was in Crowley's position, nobody would pass, even if that cost me my
nobody would pass.
Nobody would pass. And
even
people,
if I would be banned from the league, nobody passes.
Yeah, and people that have raced with me knows that. I have example that I didn't let a faster driver overtake me, and I managed to make him DNF.
Okay. I predicted 3 full safety cars, and we got 4, so I was a bit off.
And
still, to have 4 full safety cars in Brazil.
Again in the pits.
Yeah, I mean... Wait, I just want to check how many pit stops did Gecko had today. Let me check that real quick. Gecko, where are the pit stops? Wait a minute. Gecko had 7 pit stops, but that is not the best result of the night. Vatsai's had 8. That is the leader at the moment.
Was it 554 and Nike 4?
Oh my god. Gecko did 20 stops today. I'm pretty sure that if somebody's watching the stream, Gecko spent more time in the pits than on the track itself, I believe. Every time we look at Gecko, he's either spinning or he's in the pits.
Did we have a problem with the Twitch broadcasting?
Why are you asking me? How am I supposed to know? No idea.
Because
YouTube is working fine, absolutely.
Because I don't. It seems like I started the stream 1 minute ago. That's why I'm asking. If the guy's watching on Twitch.
Come on, ain't no way. Okay. We're gonna check that later. Let's try to focus on the race because we're gonna have 2 laps of racing till the end of the Grand Prix. Crowley Voice is gonna lead with, which will be at the time 26 laps old hard tire compound against Larson's how do you say that word? A bit fresh softs. They're not really fresh. I mean, they're technically fresh, but they will be 8 laps old. So Larson on softs, Antab on mediums. Anybody can do anything in this Grand Prix. It'll be a total chaos on these 2 final laps.
Gecko is going to match Vettel.
Gecko's in the pits. Is he trying to extend the safety cars? He's just doing this for no reason. I have no idea what is he trying to achieve at this point.
I don't think it's gonna matter now.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna stay out. I think it's gonna. Yeah, I think it's gonna restart without him. I don't think it's gonna stay out because it needs to be at least 2 laps of racing. Sometimes it's... Oh, they're saying that Gecko is AI. Maybe that's why. Okay, safety car is in this lap. The last time Crowley Voice restarted it from the safety car, he did it a bit earlier than people expected. He did it nicely, but now Larson, he can't fall for the same trick twice if he wants to win this Grand Prix. They both have full batteries, so if Voice gets a good restart, he might just hold on. Let's see. Larson sticking up and Crowley is pulling away. Same kind of restart. Larson was not fast enough. Look at Antap and Weasley going side by side into turn 1 before we even get the green flag, and Weasley gets down on the inside into turn 1 ahead of Antap, and he's up into P3. Zoom gets a 3-second time penalty in the meantime as we hit the first long straight of this lap. Crowley Voice still leading. Larson, he needs to put in the work because Crowley technically still might hold on to this win. Would be crazy, but it's not impossible. Here we go. The most important time of the race. Crowley Voice holding on to the lead. Larson catching up slowly but surely. Now he just needs to pass him with the best possible situation. He just can't make it too harsh. He can't rush it. He has to make the perfect overtake in the best possible situation while also look in his mirrors because here comes Wesley. Antap is also pretty close. Oh, Wesley had a bit of slip up, but he's still going in that P3. So now Larson, he's safe from the back. All he has to focus on is Crowley Voice ahead of him. Lepson makes an overtake on Piggy. Piggy wins the position back for P8. And now onto the main straight we go. Final, 1 more lap to go. In Brazil, Crowley is still leading, but Larson's gonna do everything he can to make an overtake. He can't overtake him into turn 1. Crowley is still leading. Larson, he has to do it now. He's not gonna have a DRS till the end of the race, so it's his final chance. That 1 more lap. Weasley is catching up as well. Larson burning the whole battery. Can he do him in this corner? No, he can't. The next overtake opportunity would be in the next corner on the inside. But is he gonna be fast enough? Trying to get closer. Antap is right alongside Weasley, and he makes an overtake around the outside. No, Weasley pushing him hard but fair onto the outside, not allowing him to pass. And look at this. Crowley Voice looks like he's gonna deliver that win to the finish line. Nyko gets a 3-second time penalty. Larson is still lurking for that win. Weasley trying to get past Larson as well, but no changes whatsoever. Crowley Voice is pulled away, and he's gonna do it. Who would have guessed before that final safety car that it's gonna end like this? The Ferrari driver, championship leader, Crowley Voice onto the final main straight. And maybe onto the finish line, drag race across the finish line, and no, I believe he's gonna stay like this. Crowley Voice wins the Brazilian Grand Prix with Larson right behind him. Wesley in P3 clutching up that podium. Wonder Tommy P4. What a race and what a finish. What a final 2 laps from Crowley Voice for surviving on these almost 30-lap-old hard tires. I mean, wow, impressive to say the least.
It was a battle for a good nerve.
Yeah, I mean... So, how do we pick the driver of the day? Based off what? Because, well, Crowley is Crowley. Crowley is Crowley. Antap P15 to P5.
Oh,
but so... I mean, Crowley... I think Crowley is Crowley. I think that surviving for this kind of amount of time on these hard tires.
And he's increasing the gap from Zoom, yes?
I mean, obviously, he won the race. Zoom was Wait, where's Zoom? Zoom
P8.
was P8, so he's gonna extend the gap significantly over Zoom in the championships.
But
so yeah, I believe that Crowley is
15
easily
and 14 places Antap and Inferno Boy, so I'll go with Antap. Against all odds, he managed to stay out when others pitted, and gained a lot of positions that way.
You do realize if you're not gonna give it to Crowley voice, then the chat and Discord are gonna eat you alive.
I don't care.
We're gonna have to flip the coin
so
again.
It's not something new. Come on.
I mean, we have to flip the coin because you say untap, I say Crowley voice, so we're gonna have to flip a coin on that to see who's the driver of the day.
Let the management decide.
I don't think management will want to do that. I mean, we can flip the coin or just do whatever you want, but I'm pretty sure Crowley voice deserves
won the
this
race.
one.
He did a solid race as he's always done. But we have to give credits to other players, to other racers. They are not in the championship contenders, so they did the best and they won.
Okay, you got me. I'm gonna agree with you on this one. I'm gonna bury the cross with you. We're gonna get cooked together. I'm gonna go untap with you.
Let them come. Let them come. I have pits and forks ready.
The forks for the Uber Eats you just received. Okay.
So who is gonna join us for the interviews? Come on, guys.
No idea if anybody is gonna show up for the interview session after the Brazilian Grand Prix. The first one after the break. The second one will be tomorrow for Tier 2 and Tier 1 as well on the Friday. Right before the next week. And next week we will go to Monaco. So that'll be either absolute carnage or an absolute boredom. It's gonna be a 50-50 coin flip when it comes to Monaco. So we're gonna have to be patient and find out. You hate Monaco?
I love Baku. I love Singapore. I hate Monaco.
I mean, come on, you know, like.
Why? Why? Because Monaco.
From the driver perspective, Monaco is awful, but from the commentary perspective, it's gonna be entertaining as hell. Come on. You have to admit it.
If there is gonna be a rain, because rain can give you the opportunity to gain positions and lose positions. Because in Monaco, if you start first, most likely you will finish first. You don't have opportunities to overtake. So
yeah,
it's a worthless track for me. It's a track that should be removed from the calendar.
Removed from calendar.
Yes.
Okay, I believe we're not gonna have any interviews today. Maybe we're gonna have more luck in future Grand Prix. So yeah, that will be it when it comes to Tier 3 Brazilian Grand Prix, after which Crowley Voice extends his lead in the Drivers' Championship. Ferrari pulls away in the Constructors' Championship. And I believe that this is it when it comes to the rivalry for this race. Of course.
Two more divisions tomorrow and Friday. And because they are fastest drivers, maybe we have more carnage to see. So I'm looking forward to the races on Thursday and Friday. So
wait. We do have one interview. What? We have one interview.
Oh,
hold up!
God.
Don't end the stream yet. We've got Eversnux. Hello.
Hi guys.
Hello.
So, crazy race to say the least.
Something went wrong. I don't know what.
What didn't go wrong?
What didn't go wrong?
Yeah, I mean, my strategy didn't pay off. It didn't work well with the safety cars. I didn't have the second set of mediums that I would have needed. But then also there were just crashes being pushed off by people. I don't know. It feels like the racecraft today wasn't that great. I'm really not satisfied with that. But maybe it's just because I was on the receiving end today, and I did put a lot of practice into this track. I could have done so well. I think I could have challenged for a podium at the end if it had gone a bit better. But yeah, in the end, I think I crashed because I was trying to dodge one of the McLarens in the end. We were on the start-finish straight, and yeah, I think it was a McLaren was going very, very slowly. I tried to dodge him and go past, but I just went onto the grass, hit the wall, and then it's over, you know.
Yeah, so definitely a tough race to say the least. But I mean, you have to look at it that some guys just had it way, way worse. I mean, Gecko was spinning like 6 times, I believe, if I counted correctly. So yeah, but still a tough race to say the least. Were you expecting 4 full safety cars in Brazil? Because I was surprised to say the least.
Honestly, I'm not shocked. I think we've had 4 safety cars in pretty much every single race so far. At this point, it's just the safety car that decides who wins the race and who goes like 15th. So I don't know. It's kind of pointless racing because it's not just the pace determining who wins, but also just a factor of luck. And I really don't like that part. Of course, I'm being bitter today because I was the one unlucky. I'm sure there have been races where I've benefited from safety cars as well. But yeah, I just felt I had the pace today. I could have been up there.
Yeah, that is quite unlucky. So
we saw you having the pace, and we thought you could do better. But I told you, at some point I saw you dropping places, and I didn't know why.
Yeah, I think it was just unlucky with the safety cars. I had to pit for new tires at a time where I wouldn't have liked to. And then everybody around me was just going a bit slower, so I ran into the back of someone, got wing damage, you know, all that kind of stuff, you know.
All that kind, yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Common week in the office, you know.
It's Brazil. Go to the Copacabana beach, and you will be okay, mate.
Okay, so thank you, Snacks. Next week, by the way, is the queen of the F1 calendar, the Monaco. So how do you feel about heading there?
See, I think maybe Ocean Chief has the link. Maybe if Ocean Chief is listening, you can put the link into the chat. But there's a video of me driving Monaco, and it's very funny. So
we'll
you know, maybe
check it out.
Maybe you'll have something entertaining next week, but you won't be seeing me on the podium
before the next week, surely.
Yeah,
So-
you won't see me on the podium.
Okay, bold prediction. Okay, so thank you for your time, Snacks, and yeah, we'll see you next time.
All right, thanks, guys. Bye.
Thank you. We have one more interview in a section. Crowley Voice is here, so let's get the race winner. Hello.
He's laughing.
Can you even speak after this?
No, I can. I'm trying to catch my breath.
Yeah, calm down. Take a minute.
Oh,
You deserve it.
what? Take a minute. I have like 10 minutes already, and still.
What happened?
Bro.
Did something happen?
Did we miss something?
About what? About me not pitting?
Yeah.
About, fighting the guys who had like 20 laps tires better compared to you. Just, this kind of stuff. Nothing too important.
Yeah.
That's important.
I don't know. Slow in,
that
fast
I
out.
saw the safety car coming out of the pit lane
Yeah.
just in front of you, I said, "Oh my
Bro,
God!"
that was karma. I risked getting a drive-through penalty there. I was like plus 1.5 on my delta, and I had like 5 seconds to slow down.
Jeez.
Yeah, didn't have enough time.
And the problem is that
Oh my God.
when the safety car indication came out, you
I
were
was past
past.
the-
You
yeah.
were past
Yeah.
the pit entry. You have passed the pit
Yeah.
entry, so you couldn't pit right away. You have to wait one whole round. And
I
that
mean,
was a
I
lot of
had the
gamble.
time to react, but yeah, I didn't want to get the penalty like this. It will be stupid of me.
Your pit managers, what did they say?
I mean, at some point, I only had Chief today and Boosted, but actually Boosted was racing. So yeah, Chief joined mid-race
Huh?
and he reminded me like, Crowley, use the RS on the straights.
Your personal Jeff, like press overtake to deploy some battery.
Yeah. I don't know. I was very focused there, and yeah,
You forget the
I
RS.
thank him a lot. But yeah. Oh my God, what a race!
It works somehow.
You got your gap from Zoom, which is in P2.
Is he
Yeah.
P2?
No, what are you talking about?
Oh,
What are you
P2
talking
is
about?
Larson. And I
What
think
kind of
Wesley.
P2? What kind of P2? It's almost like P8 or something.
I
In
think
the
he got.
championship, guys, come on, wake up.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
That-
I'm pretty sure
yeah.
he won't be anymore, maybe, but yeah, still.
I think he got in trouble, right? After a safety car restart?
Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of overtakes attempts, and only a couple of them were successful for every driver on
Yeah.
the grid because everybody just
also
wanted to
think,
gain
like,
position as soon as possible, and not
We
everybody
talked-
made it clean.
We talked with Lepson, and I think he had to stay out, as I did, even after safety car catching us. On those mediums, he was way like his mediums was in a way better situation than mine hard, right? So I think Lepson should have stayed out, maybe Piggy as well. Yeah, and
Hey, wait for the
they got
results.
stuck in the traffic. Oh my god! Imagine, like I'm exhausted like that, and I'm using a controller. Like imagine if I had wheels with pedals, right?
You will be retiring before the
now we
final
know.
2 laps.
Okay, now we know why Kroll is winning. He's
Why?
using
Because
a
I have a
controller.
controller.
Yeah.
How is this an advantage compared to an actual steering wheel? What do you mean?
I don't know. I really
He
don't
has
know.
it. He does less, and he gets more. Haha.
Come on.
Now we know, guys. Now
Yeah,
the truth came out, guys.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, I would be dead if I had a wheel.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So,
what do
next
you think
week-
about Lepson pushing you the last couple of laps?
Oh, yeah.
Larson or Lepson?
Lepson. Lepson. The one who was pushing you the final 2 laps. It was
The
Larson,
final
I
2
believe,
laps.
in Aston Martin.
Yeah, Larson with
Yeah.
I did manage to get a good restart compared to Larson.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I think Wesley did his part. I think he tried to attack Larson to take P2, but yeah, I don't think Larson noticed anything because he was focused on me, as he said. Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, I really don't know how I managed to stay in front. At some point,
he
like
was
I
getting
managed to,
attacked from P3.
yeah, I managed to create like 1 second of gap or whatever, right before turn 1, and like in turn 4 or turn 6 maybe, he was already right up my, you know what,
The diffuser.
you know, yeah, the diffuser. That's the way to say it. Yeah. So I don't know what happened. Maybe I don't know. I didn't feel anything. Like if he tapped me, if he got any wing damage, he didn't say anything. So yeah,
he
maybe
was
the
just getting
softs were
attacked
done.
from P3 from the inside most of the time.
I mean, do you know what lap did he pit? Like how many laps were his softs at the end?
I
8
think
laps.
that most of the guys had about 8 laps, all softs or mediums, on the final 2 laps. Something
Yeah,
like that.
maybe
7, 8.
maybe he had like the drop off there.
Maybe.
he-
I mean, he was surely getting attacked from P3 a lot, and I remember he was trying to make an overtake. When was it? After the Senna S's, then at the next corner he was trying to attack, and that wasn't the best spot, so he had to back it off, and he lost plenty of time in there. So that was also the case. But yeah, you were still able to somehow hold on to that lead. Congratulations. And next week is Monaco. How do you feel about this one? Because Eversnags just told us to watch his clip from Monaco, and he just said, yeah, I'm not going to be on the podium. See you later, guys. So what is your opinion about Monaco?
I mean, I've been there again in this game. I think it was season 12. Bad memories. Also, it was without racing line, so now it might be better. But yeah, I had a massive skill issue back then. Like, you know, the usual, getting a drive-through penalty for speeding under VSC. So yeah, hopefully this is not going to happen. Because the delta is very weird, especially in tracks like Monaco. Yeah. Hopefully we get a good result. I don't really. I think it doesn't really matter about the qualifying. if you think that safety cars will be there full time. Like the safety car driver probably will register
if
in the registration here.
Yeah,
if
absolutely.
things haven't changed, the safety car would be disabled by the game, not by the host. Because
I do remember there was safety car. I mean, there wasn't a full safety car, but at least there was a virtual safety car. I'm not sure about full. I
Well,
know there was a bug that
no,
full
it
safety
was
car was not a
disabled
thing.
by the EA. It was disabled by the
Yeah,
EA.
Mhm.
yeah. I don't know. I mean, if it's
Codemasters.
yeah,
It was
I
something
I
like
just
that, but
want
I
Monaco
can't
to
remember
get by.
exactly.
Just go through Monaco and go to the next race.
Mhm.
I don't know. Hopefully for a good result. If not, it's okay.
You
We
have a
can't
Absolutely.
big
have
lead now,
a great result
so
every time, but yeah. Good thing Bahrain is up next after Monaco.
Bahrain, with Bahrain.
So yeah, I love that
Yeah,
track.
Bahrain, yeah.
Alright,
Okay,
I need some
so
water, guys.
Okay,
yeah,
man.
we're not gonna keep you waiting anymore. In
Yeah,
case
please release me.
yeah, we
You
release
are
you. Thank you
released.
for your time. Enjoy
Thank
yourself.
you.
Congratulations on the
Thank you.
result,
Bye
and
bye,
good
guys.
luck next time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so that is gonna be it for the Brazilian Grand Prix.
And we will wait the next week to see more carnage, hopefully, with rain.
Hopefully.
With rain, hopefully. I'm praying for rain every single race, but we only got one rain at this season. Yeah, God doesn't love me. And thank you for staying this far into the stream, and I hope you enjoyed watching the show. And hopefully we'll see you again tomorrow for Tier 2 and Tier 1 in Friday. We will talk again in the next week for the third division, as always. Maybe with CM Punk right here. And I wish you all the best from me. And have a nice week.